Welcome back to Whip Count. Today we'll be hearing reflections from State Representative Josué Ortega as he recounts his first year as state representative. The Wilmington native is a proud family man, and his mission is to bring the concerns of Wilmington to Dover. So we are here with Representative Josué Ortega of the 3rd District. We're so happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
While you may be new to Legislative Hall and the General Assembly, we know that you are not new to serving your community. I know that your dad growing up was a really big inspiration for you. Can you tell us how that led you here today?
Yes, I can, and that's a very good question. As you know, my dad was a city council member for 12 years in the city of Wilmington, which public service was embedded in me growing up. It was something that was very interesting growing up and seeing what my dad was doing, but not really understanding until I had my first child. When I had my first child, I see the importance of politics and policy and everything that goes on in our community. And that was one of the main things that drove me to be where I'm at today.
That's so awesome. So now that this first 42 days of session has wrapped up, how are you feeling about the next year ahead?
Well, I'm feeling great, and again, it was a interesting session, just getting to learn the ropes and getting to know how it works and how the process works. It was very interesting during this first session because I got to learn a lot of things. I didn't want to come into this session. I pledged to myself to come into this session to just learn the job and learn the position and then move forward. I just can't wait till next session to start because I'm ready.
Right. How was that learning curve? Would you say that it was easy to get adjusted, or maybe it was a little more difficult than you first thought it might be?
Well, it was a little bit more difficult than what I thought it was going to be. Again, you got to understand it's 41 state legislators, so you got to learn each one, who they are, how they work.
Yeah, lots of people
position. Yeah, in what position they stand in different ways. So yes, it was a little curvy, but now I'm on the straight line, so I'm ready to go.
Yes. Well, what would you say that first year really turned your eyes to? What were some of your top legislative priorities during this first leg of session?
So again, it goes back. I didn't have too many. My priority was to learn how the process works and get to learn and know the state representatives that I'm going to work with. I just didn't want to come in and just feed myself to the wolves and go crazy and then at the end of the road make a mistake. So I did do that, but also I did want to put some legislation out there, which was the HB 302, which is still on the table, which is having government resources in multiple languages, which I think is very important. Having our state growing and
diversifying.
Diversified. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, especially with I know the 3rd District has a very large Hispanic community. What was it like getting to pass legislation that directly supported your community?
Well, it wasn't easy. It was kind of difficult, but me knowing the language and being able to communicate with them made them feel more comfortable. And again, my district, I think, is one of the most diverse throughout the whole state. Not only being Hispanic, you also have Indian, you also have Haitians, you have Asian, we have multiple ethnicities in my district, which is very important. So that's why I go back to HB 302. When I say multiple languages, I mean over 200 languages into this bill that I'm trying to present.
Yes, that connectivity is so important. So looking ahead to the second leg of session that we're going to be starting in January, what legislative efforts are you most excited to continue in addition to your HB 302?
So I'm working on the escrow bill, who was in office prior to me, Sherry Dorsey Walker, had put it on the table and it didn't move forward. I'm trying to revamp it to where both entities can benefit from it. And when I mean entities, is tenant and landlords. That's one of the ones that I'm really working on. Also, I have another bill where it's about out-of-state contractors coming in and buying a bulk of homes and not giving the opportunity to the constituents of our district to buy the homes.
Yes, it's so important that we keep Delaware residents in Delaware.
Yes. Very important.
So you've had a very big year this year. It's been awesome for you. You've been doing so many community events. You've been out in the public. What would you say is one of your biggest takeaways from your experience this year?
Now, if you talk to me next year or the following year, I could probably give you a couple of takeaways, but I don't have any as of now. Everything has just been, just a learning process. I'm a sponge. I was a sponge right now, just taking everything in.
Well, maybe would you say, has there been anything that's surprised you that you've learned this year? Maybe something unexpected that's really helped you on this journey?
Well, a lot of things that helped me in this journey was some of the legislations that were passed. They were tough to make a decision on. This, when it comes to decision making to these bills, it's not about my personal thinking or my personal opinion. Again, I have to think about the community that I serve. So those are one of the things that I had to adapt to, which now it's not about what I think or what I feel. It does in a way, but when it comes to decision making, I have to think about the community I serve, not my personal interest.
Yes, especially because it's been really a big year for the General Assembly as a whole. We've passed so many bills that have been decades in the making, so many things we didn't even think we'd see, and now you've come in such a momentous year and you've been able to play a part in getting that legislation across the finish line. I mean, how does that feel?
Well, it feels great. And again, it goes back to as long as my community benefits from it, I'm willing to pass it regardless of my personal interest. And as long as the community wants me to make these decisions, I will continue to make it.
So is there anything else you'd like to share or reflect on?
So I would like to share that, again, I came in as a sponge just to soak everything in. I just want my community and the state of Delaware to know that I am here to serve you. Whatever ethnicity you are, I'm here to serve you. Yes, I want to build that bridge between the Hispanic community, being though that I know the language, that they can understand where I come from, I understand where they come from. That was a big key in my campaign where I registered over 160 new voters where they never voted before, just speaking the Spanish language, which was very important to me because now they feel as though they have a voice. Now they want to be involved. Now they know the importance of politics. Now they know the importance of passing laws. So that's the road I want to continue. I want to continue motivating the people who feel as though they don't have a voice, that they really do have a voice now. I want to be that voice. I want to be that bridge where you can communicate between the government and yourself and your community. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to continue to do. And with the bills that I pass, of course, each bill that I personally pass will be in both languages, Spanish and English.
That's awesome. I know that your community really is behind you, and being that it is actually Hispanic Heritage Month right now, and you are Delaware's very first Puerto Rican state representative, what has the response been like from the people?
It's been overwhelming. It's been awesome. I'm actually being presented an award at the LACC, Latin American Community Center Gala. It's my first award. It's very touching to me, being though that I'm from that community, grown in that community. But it's like I tell my community, I'm the only one, and I shouldn't be the only one. We should be more of us. We need to be more involved. I'm 1 out of 41 of us, right? So I want them to know that, and I continue to let them know that unity is the key to success. Always said it and will continue. And I will never go backwards. I will just go forward to make my community better and get them involved into what politics is and what their values are and what they need to learn, even if I have to be part of that learning process for them. But I tell them, if I could do it, you can do it.
Yes, congratulations on that award.
Thank you so much.
That is so awesome that you get to be that representation that your community really needs. And I know that your father is one proud man.
Yes, he is. He is. He reminds me all the time. It's just like I tell him, I can't fill your shoes, but I can follow your footsteps.
Well, I thank you so much for your time today, for coming to sit down with us and talk about this. I know you've had such a fantastic year, and I cannot wait to see just how you're going to top yourself next year.
I appreciate that, and thank you for having me here, and thank you to the community for voting me in. And I want to continue to be here for you guys in whatever need that you need me for. So thank you, and thank you to everyone.
From the Delaware House Democratic Caucus, this is Whip Count. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things happening in Legislative Hall. Until next time on Whip Count.